Most religions claim their way is the only way, but Buddhism did something so revolutionary that it shocked the ancient world and might be exactly what we need today. A viewer recently asked, "I love Buddhist ideas, but I don't want to give up my Christian faith." Not only is that okay, but it's actually at the core of how Buddhism changed the world. If you saw our last video on why Buddhists don't believe in God, you already know Buddhism takes a unique approach to spirituality. But just how radical was it? Imagine a time when every religion demanded exclusive devotion, follow us or face divine punishment. Then a man appears and says, "Keep your gods, just try these practices." That was the Buddha, and religious leaders thought he was insane. Yet his approach transformed the very idea of religion itself. While other religions built walls, Buddhism built bridges. In China, it blended with Tao. In Japan, Buddhist and Shinto traditions coexisted in the same temples. Even today, you can see people bowing to Shinto gods and then ringing a Buddhist bell, all under the same roof. But the real mind-blowing part? This wasn't just clever adaptation. Buddha's approach unlocked something powerful about human spirituality, something modern science is only beginning to understand. Now imagine ancient India, a spiritual battleground where countless traditions competed for followers. Vedic priests performed elaborate rituals, Jain monks practiced extreme self-denial, and philosophers debated the nature of the soul. Each group insisted their way was the only path to salvation. But despite all their practices, people were still suffering, still searching for answers. Even the priests and ascetics, despite their devotion, weren't free from struggle. Instead of adding another voice to the religious shouting match, Buddha did something completely different. When priests came to challenge him, expecting another theological debate, he didn't argue. Instead, he asked them a simple yet revolutionary question. "Has your practice actually ended your suffering?" The priests were stunned. No religious teacher had ever shifted the conversation from beliefs to results. And when they admitted they were still struggling, Buddha didn't mock them. He offered them something new. "Keep your rituals if they help you, but let me show you additional tools that might make them work even better." This approach was nothing short of genius. Take the fire worshippers of ancient India. They believed fire rituals were the only path to salvation. Instead of rejecting their beliefs, Buddha told them, "Keep your fire rituals, but let me show you another kind of fire. The fire of anger, greed, and desire that burns within us. And through meditation, you can learn to master this inner fire." Rather than telling people they were wrong, he showed them how to go deeper into what they already believed. This is why Buddhism spread so peacefully across Asia. When it arrived in China, Buddhist teachers didn't try to replace Taoism. They showed how meditation could deepen the Taoist experience. In Tibet, it merged with local shamanic practices, creating something entirely new. In Japan, Buddhist and Shinto traditions blended seamlessly. Even today, many Japanese temples serve both faiths, one building, two religions, no conflict. And this strategy wasn't just about religious harmony, it sparked cultural innovation. When Buddhism met Greek culture in ancient Gandhara, it led to the first Buddha statues, inspired by Apollo's image. When it reached Tibet, it combined with indigenous practices to form Tibetan Buddhism. Everywhere Buddhism went, it didn't erase local traditions, it enriched them. The impact of this philosophy continues today. Silicon Valley tech companies use Buddhist mindfulness to improve focus and productivity. Hospitals incorporate Buddhist meditation to help patients manage pain. Even the U.S. Marines train with Buddhist-inspired mindfulness techniques. Across faiths, Buddhist practices enhance spiritual experiences. Christian monks find Buddhist meditation deepens their prayers. Muslim scholars see parallels with Islamic mindfulness, and Jewish meditation centers incorporate Buddhist techniques while staying true to their traditions. One of the greatest examples of this approach in history, Emperor Ashoka of India. After converting to Buddhism, he did something unheard of. He built temples and monuments for all religions, not just Buddhism. While the rest of the world fought over faith, this Buddhist emperor became history's first true advocate for religious freedom. So why does Buddhism succeed where other religions struggle? Because Buddha understood something fundamental. Debating beliefs is like arguing over different paths up a mountain. What matters isn't the path. It's whether you're actually climbing. When people are forced to choose between faiths, they resist. But when they're given tools to explore their own path, they grow naturally. Buddhism's genius is that it doesn't demand belief. It invites experience. It's the difference between reading about honey and tasting it. And this isn't just an ancient insight. It's a solution for today's divided world. Think about it. What if, instead of arguing over who's right, we shared what works? The same wisdom that allowed Buddhism to spread peacefully for 2,500 years might be exactly what our world needs now. And remember that viewer question at the start? The one worried about mixing Buddhism with their faith? Now you know why Buddhism is likely the only religion that says, keep your faith. Just try these tools.